Good. Speaking from chapter 16, we have been hearing about the divine and the demoniac natures, right?
Hmm.
Okay, you wanna
Yeah.
read? Okay.
आत्मा संभावितः स्तब्धा धनमान मदान विताः यजन्ते नाम यज्ञस्ते दम्भेन विधि पूर्वकम् self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige. They sometimes proudly perform sacrifices in name only, without following any rules or regulations, thinking themselves all in all, not caring for an authority or scripture. The demonic sometimes perform so called religious or sacrificial rites, and since they do not believe in authority, they are very impudent. This is due to illusion caused by This is due to illusion caused by accumulating some wealth and false prestige. Sometimes such demons take up the role of preacher, mislead the people, and become known as religious reformers or as incarnations of God. They make a show of performing sacrifices, or they worship the demigods or manufacture their own god. Common men advertise them as God and worship them, and by the foolish, they are considered advanced in the principles of religion or in the principles of spiritual knowledge. They take the dress of the renounced order of life and engaged in all nonsense in that dress. Actually, there are so many restrictions for one who has renounced this world. The demons, however, do not care for such restrictions. They think that whatever path one can create is one's own path. There's no such thing as a standard path one has to follow. The word avidhi, purvakam, meaning a disregard for the rules and regulations, is especially stressed here. These things are always due to ignorance and illusion.
Mhm. So, what is Krishna saying here?
Here he's talking about like fake gurus or fake
Yeah,
devotees. Yeah.
home sacrifice in name only without following any rules and regulations.
Mm.
Okay, right. Mm, let's go on then.
अहंकारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं च संश्रिताः मामात्मपरदेहेषु प्रद्विषन्तो भयासूयकाः. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons become envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and in the bodies of others, and blaspheme against the real religion. A demonic person, being always against God's supremacy, does not like to believe in the scriptures. He is envious of both the scriptures and the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is caused by his so called prestige and his accumulation of wealth and strength. He does not know that the present life is the preparation for the next life. Not knowing this, he is actually envious of his own self as well as of others. He commits violence on other bodies and on his own. He does not care for the supreme control of the personality of Godhead because he has no knowledge. Being envious of the scriptures and the supreme personality of Godhead, he puts forward false arguments against the existence of God and denies the spiritual authority. He thinks himself independent and powerful in every action. He thinks that since no one can equal him in strength, power, or wealth, he can act in any way and no one can stop him. If he has an enemy who might check the advancement of his sensual activities, he makes plans to cut him down by his own power.
Yeah, so what is Krishna? Who's Krishna speaking about here?
Uh, like uh, like how the demons are confused by these ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger. These five things, and they're also envious of God, Krishna.
Yeah. How is it that we are envious of Krishna?
uh, like they mostly they do not follow scriptures, and they with power and everything, they think that they are god.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you know.
And they
Sometimes
don't,
we may think that, right? We may think, okay, I can control the situation the way I want it,
just
right?
like politicians, I have just watched these things in movies, how people
Uh,
are ready to kill others for the power.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's true.
Mhm.
In our level also, we may say that, sometimes we may being envious of God could be mm, not accept, like, how could we say that we want to we think sometimes we may come into that, right? That okay, I'm the only I can control this situation, or I can manipulate the situation to my benefit,
Mhm.
right? It's something like that, right?
Yeah.
That manipulation of the situation. So that's a demoniac quality also. Okay, going on.
Okay. Tan aham द्विषताः क्रूरान् संसारेषु नराधमान् क्षिपमि अजसरम् अशुभान् आशुरेषु एव योनिषु. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, into various demonic species of life. In this verse, it is clearly indicated that the placing of a particular individual's soul in a particular body is the prerogative of the supreme will. The demonic person may not agree to accept the supremacy of the Lord, and it is a fact that he may act according to his own whims. But his next birth will depend upon the decision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and not on himself. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, it is stated that an individual's soul after his death is put into the womb of a mother where he gets a particular type of body under the supervision of superior power. Therefore, in the material existence, we find so many species of life animals, insects, men, and so on. All are arranged by the supreme, superior power. They are not accidental. As for the demonic, it is clearly said here that they are perpetually put into the wombs of demons, and thus they continue to be envious, the lowest of mankind. Such demonic species of men are held to be always full of lust, always violent and hateful, and always unclean. The many kinds of hunters in the jungle are considered to belong to the demonic species of life. Mm.
Mm. Okay, so what is Krishna saying? What happens? What's the destination of
Uh,
someone with demoniac tendencies?
like in their next birth, they are put into the womb of mother who are also like demons, or they are
Mm.
degraded to other species.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so actually now, like since we have started reading this, sometimes I used to wonder because before that I used to think actually, like this birth and everything, it is not in our control. Like accidentally we are given this body. But
Mm.
now I think that okay, maybe somebody is born like this or in a well reputed family or in a like underprivileged family. That's just because of their past karmas.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because of our past karma. Then we are getting different types of births, right?
Yeah.
different bodies, different species, sometimes higher, sometimes lower. It's
Yeah.
not permanent. We may be in a very comfortable position right now,
Mm.
but in the next life, we don't know again what body we are going to take up.
Just like right now, like yesterday, I heard about, like, there are some Goswamis in Vrindavan, right? And they do the service of the Vigraha in the temples. And I'm not sure, I just heard that they also consume meat, some of them. So, so I'm thinking, like, how come, if it's true, then maybe because of their past good deeds, they are given this life, that they are so close to that altar, and they can worship and do the service, provide service to that altar. And maybe right now, if they are doing such kind of deeds, maybe in their next life they will be degraded. They maybe they might get birth in some lower species of animals or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true, what you're saying.
Mm,
I don't know if it's true, but Prabhupada would say that anyone who
mm,
in the dham is doing some kind of a mischief,
mm,
sinful activity, then in the next life they will be born in the dham as
mm.
dogs or monkeys or
Oh,
whatever. But in the life after that, they will go back to the spiritual world because after all, they're in the dham, right?
oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it's not an ordinary thing to be in the dham.
With one as a, like, Brijwasi, we can say.
Yeah, Brijbasi or in Mayapur,
Mm.
it's not an ordinary birth. So
Okay.
on,
They
mm,
will take birth, maybe in low in as an animal, but still in the dham, and after that they will
mm,
go back.
yeah, Prabhupada
Hmm.
would say that those who
Okay.
are in the dham, living in the dham,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So we don't know. One of Prabhupada's god brothers,
Hmm.
he would also make it a point to say respect even the dogs and hogs in the
Hmm.
dham because
Okay.
they are also dhamvasi after all,
Hmm.
you know. So those
Yeah.
who are in Vrindavan, what can we say about them? And Krishna's special land.
Because actually I heard this from a Brijwasi only, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know, yeah, Krishna's special land, the Krishna's special people.
Mm. Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, but this is what Prabhupada would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prabhupada said that okay,
Mm.
then in the next life they'll
Mm.
be born either as a monkey or as some animal, and then in the life after that they go back home, back to Godhead.
They
Yeah,
have a
so
kind of privilege, right? Whatever they do, right?
yeah,
But I also have heard that even in the dham, if you do any sinful activities, you will get its the fruit will be like
very
10 or
heavy.
20 times.
Yeah,
Its reactions
yeah,
will be like that.
yeah, very heavy.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. So for all that is there for to protect us from not committing dhamma prad,
Hmm.
to make us aware. you know, and be careful when you're going there.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I read next.
Yeah, okay.
Asurim yonim apana mudha janmani janmani mam aprapayev kontaya tato yanti adhamam gatim. Attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demonic life, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. It is known that God is all merciful, but here we find that God is never merciful to the demonic. It is clearly stated that the demonic people, life after life, are put into the wombs of similar demons and not achieving the mercy of the Supreme Lord. They go down and down so that at last they achieve bodies like those of cats, dogs, and hogs. It is clearly stated that such demons have practically no chance of receiving the mercy of God at any stage of later life. In the Vedas, also, it is stated that such persons gradually sink to become gods and hogs, dogs and hogs. It may be then argued in this connection that God should not be advertised as all merciful if he is not merciful to such demons. In answer to this question, in the Vedanta Sutra, we find that the Supreme Lord has no hatred for anyone. The placing of the asuras, the demons, in the lower status of life is simply another feature of his mercy. Sometimes the asuras are killed by the Supreme Lord, but this killing is also good for them. For in Vedic literature, we find that anyone who is killed by the Supreme Lord becomes liberated. There are instances in history of many asuras, Ravan, Kans, Hiranyakashipu, to whom the Lord appeared in various incarnations just to kill them. Therefore, God's mercy is shown to the asuras if they are fortunate enough to be killed by him. Hmm.
So, what is he, Krishna, saying now? There?
Krishna says that the person, a demon, a demonic kind of a person, he takes birth repeatedly. Maybe he just sinks down to the lower species of life. And
Hmm.
yeah, this is what Krishna is saying.
Yeah, that he's saying repeatedly they'll be born in demoniac families.
Hmm.
He's saying first time that they are born, but then again repeated they are born. And they can
Hmm.
never approach me, he's saying.
Hmm.
And gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence.
Hmm.
So how could we look on that then?
How could we?
How could we say then that God is impartial? He's equal to everyone. Here he's saying he's repeatedly putting the species in demoniac species. So how will they get a chance?
Hmm. Prabhupada actually has said that it is also Krishna's mercy, as in case of because sometimes when Krishna is merciful on even demonic people, he kills them
Yeah.
so that they achieve Vaikuntha or Golok.
Well, they'll become liberated. The demons won't go to Vaikuntha. They can just go up to the Brahman, Brahmajyoti.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Oh, Putna was a special case that she went to Golok Vrindavan. That's why there's a verse in Bhagavatam saying, see how merciful Krishna is, that to the
Mm,
one who came to poison him, she
mm,
put poison on her breast. She wanted to kill him, but he's so merciful
mm,
that he took her as the mother and he brought her to Golok Vrindavan. So Putna is one of the demons that who came to Golok Vrindavan. But otherwise, mostly the demons, they'll be going to the Brahman, the Brahma Jyoti.
So means they are liberated and they will be given another
Mhm.
chance to maybe next life to do spiritual activities. Is it?
Yeah, and they are
Mm.
liberated, so they are in the Brahman, Brahma Jyoti,
Mm.
you know, in the Brahman. Then, yeah, once then they come down to the earth after maybe some time or long time. Then they may take up devotional service. Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
Should we stop here?
Okay. Okay. No problem.
Yep. All right.
Mm.
Okay. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you for listening.
Krishna.